considerate when it comes to breaking up?
Oh, always. I mean, come on. I think most breakups come as a result of the guy, not wanting or showing interest anymore. So you need to advise yourself, because normally they won't tell you. They'll just start acting up, trying to stay away, maybe less messages, less phone calls. So you get the message. No guy really wants to come out and say that, you know what, I'm not feeling you again. Let's just go our separate ways. They show it in different ways and they expect you to know, which is unfortunate, but it happens. I'm not sure if he's telling the truth.
No, have you broken up with a guy before?
Actually, yes. I most of the time I walk away. When I see the sign. When you get the sign.
What are the signs you pick? It doesn't pick your calls as it used to, or
the messages
are
not, exactly. The messages are not. For me, I've had very bad relationships, so it just hits me. I don't want to say so much, but there are things that happens that you really can't go on with the person.
But when you share your personal experience,
they apologize and want it to go on, but you know that you can't live with this.
Yeah, but I wanted to make a point that when you share your personal experience, it's more endearing to people.
I think I do all the time. I think people like this.
Personally, I tell you what, last time I broke up, what did I do? I smashed the guy's windscreen.
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
I am not that person.
And I didn't cry.
Oh yeah.
And the next day I was on TV reading news.
Yeah, because you put the
emotions. Yes, I put all the emotions. Because it was Valentine's Day. We went whatever. And the next day, a woman comes in and it says it's his cousin. And we did it.
It's always the case, right?
So I mean, that's what happened.
I'm very calm in relationships. I mean, I'm very hard when I'm working and people think you're the boss lady and you're on top of your game and everything. But in relationships, I'm not. I'm exactly the opposite. Okay. So they kind of take advantage. Okay. And I've had it too many times. So what I do is, because it's very difficult when you put in emotions and then you have to come out. So for me, when I start getting the signs,
but emotions is good.
But unfortunately, if you're not with the person on the same level, then that's a problem. You understand? That's always the problem. When you're there up like that in love totally, and then the person is probably maybe down a bit with you, it's always the case, whether it's the guy having more than you or the woman having more than the guy. So for me, all I do is just gradually, and then before you realize I've disappeared.
Okay. About what she's saying, it goes both ways. Sometimes men are also scared to show women that they love them so much, because immediately you start doing that, then a woman start to feel very special. She feels like she's got you on the lockdown. No, I know what I'm saying.
If not for me, everybody feels a certain type of way when they see their partner. When you kind of have more love than the other, but it's just normal.
No, but what I'm saying is, you see what I'm saying
is, be there till it's completely over.
When
women
feel like they are so loved.
But guys do the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So it's like everybody's trying to be careful here, So when the love you're showing, if I show you so much love and then you tend to soak it in and not really, return it like how you're supposed to, then it will get to a point I'll start pulling out, or I'll go harder. If I go harder, the girl might get scared a little, because if you do it too much, it pushes them away.
I'm here.
You can never get enough of love. I'm sorry.
James, I'm glad you said, your last girlfriend, you sat with her face to face. Well, it must have been hard.
I didn't call her.
She came.
You see, let me tell you.
She came with a fire.
No, Carol.
Because I wanted to.
Caroline said it right.
Okay.
The thing is, things weren't, going well.
So you get the signs.
We were arguing and fighting, and she would call her own pig, and then stuff like that. I was just trying to let her know I wasn't happy.
All right. Okay.
So she came over so we could talk.
And then it happened.
And then
you knew that you felt it was the right moment to.
Yeah, know.
So let me ask the question I want to ask now. Is when do you think is the right time to say, or what atmosphere do you look out for before you say, okay, this is it, let's do it? So that others who are probably in that situation, they want to get out of it, they don't know how to do it.
I feel like if you have to force it to make it work, then it's not working. There are fights. We fight. We have healthy fights. Not the kind of fights that you fight and sleep over it and wake up and you're all still moody and angry and stuff like that. So if you're putting too much effort into it, like fighting almost every day, this person is trying to win, this person also is trying to win the argument, or you probably have to buy a lot of things just to make it up and stuff like that. I mean, I know girls like to be spoiled.
I
get it, but
gets into the mind.
Not when maybe there's been a big fight. I'm wrong. Each time I do it, I buy, I give you.
But people do. But I know couples who. And after they have great makeup sex, how
That
about
is
that?
great. You're not bad. No, I'm just saying.
It's also a filler. Buying
I
things is
will
a
give
filler.
it to you, and you
James is
enjoy it.
worried about his pocket. James is worried about his pocket.
No,
because there are
me.
people that do way
Not
too
me.
much. You go on trips,
but
they give you fat checks. You know, whatever you want.
It doesn't solve the problem. You have to talk to solve the problem.
But-
But,
talk
but
anyway.
where are the places that you won't take a girl to break up? I'll come to Caroline, but where are the places you won't take a girl to break up?
Honestly, to save myself of any embarrassment which might happen, I think it's best to just do it at home. I'll never
home.
do it at a restaurant.
At a restaurant,
At a friend's
they will throw
place.
plates at you.
You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's around, and then they go like, "Look at this guy."
Okay.
And then
those are the places.
everybody probably think that you cheated, and then you got caught. You know, people will just throw wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You.
I mean-
what environment do you seek? Are you comfortable doing the text, or you prefer face to face? What is it?
I prefer face to face, but for me, it's always just like I'm saying. I would just keep telling myself to get out of this, get out of this. The messages won't be coming anymore, and then I'm not making myself available. You're not seeing me, then that's about it. And you know what's even funny? It's not even being unfaithful. I've gone past it too many times. Like it's easy for me to just go past a guy that has gone to do whatever, and I've caught him, and it's always insecurities.
Might be a toucher.
It's crazy. Like I'm so good with it. Like letting go is very easy for me, but it's just the
but it's
insecurity
not everyone
part.
who finds it easy to let go.
People
So
tend to even be violent.
Yeah, like,
And that's serious business.
No, that's serious. So
you'd rather
so
not.
people, there are different characters. Obviously, different human beings react to different situations. So in this case, I mean, you're very emotional, but God has also blessed you with letting go easily.
Yeah.
So for people who are not like that, what would you tell them? Okay.
I mean, I think you just need to.
Does prayer work?
Prayers.
Prayer.
Depends on who you are.
It depends on who you
Depends
are.
on who you are. If you believe in prayer and the fact that it works for you, then you can pray to God and tell Him to just give you that strength to just move over it.
Okay.
Which really, with Christians, it's always the case. We even pray for our electricity and all that.
And God is not listening because our customer is
But I think just sitting the person down most of the time is fine. And
ideal.
with him, for me, it will be home.
Okay.
You don't want all eyes on you
No.
and people just,
It's not supposed
Okay.
to.
Getting the
You
wrong
see, but we have
signs.
different kinds of relationship. Before I even come to that, where are the places that you wouldn't want a guy to tell you that, you know what, it's over?
Through your friend.
Oh.
It's not even places.
Yeah.
Don't let your friend call me
That's
and tell
true.
me, because it happened to me once and I thought it was really not cool. Like really.
So don't use your friend. Don't do it at a
don't-
restaurant. I think
the
we all
person-
agree that probably face to face, home
Don't
quiet
text
is-
me. Don't send me a message like that.
I think
Like,
the text is
it
very
is wrong.
disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, I
Sit
think
the
so.
person that works
You know
there.
how you see.
But what if they are afraid of the reaction? Because I mean,
it's always
you know, I
better.
picked my shoes. Like, see, I could.
But you did
pick
it at
my
home, right?
shoes.
Before
Before you
Yeah.
ask a girl out, you still have that kind of. It's not every time that you know things are falling in place.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're scared. You're sitting on pins, thinking, "What's she gonna say? Is she gonna say yes or no?" Africans were different. White people can break up and they'll kiss and they'll go.
But a comedian,
You know.
no, but a comedian did say that, you know, for Africans, you know, there's nothing in your room. So even if you break up with a girl, there's nothing for her to hold
Oh
on.
my goodness.
And that's just by the way. But then the relationship, we have different classes of relationship. It's a girlfriend, boyfriend, maybe it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
How about if you've been in a relationship with someone for so long, your fiance, and you realize that, you know what, yes, I've proposed to her, but I don't want to go through this. In this case, will it be wise to have, let's say, a counselor? How do you go about
I would
it?
bring in parents.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
parents.
family would
Yeah,
be the best
family.
thing, you know.
Because you can't really do
Because
this
as
on
at
your
that
own.
point, you can't really just tell
Hey.
them. Then it wouldn't be fair. She
all.
might have met a lot of men along the line,
Yeah.
but just because she's committed to you, sort of, she can't do anything, you know. So after all that waste of time, you can't just get up and say, "Boom, let me just drop the bombshell." So I think it's right to
insane,
go
huh?
through the family, because as at that point, the two families are sort of connected in a way.
What
And
do
if
you
it's,
think?
if
What
it's
do you
on
think about
reasonable
that? You know,
terms,
when
if
your
it's really on
fiance,
reasonable terms, I'm
Yeah.
sure family will understand.
Yeah.
But if it's not, then probably you have to do it on your own. But then you still have to have it in there. But if she's a crazy type and you know, then maybe the text will do. Because you don't want
Like
anybody
people who be
disturbing and
smashing
destroy.
TVs.
Hey, Charlie,
And then come and present a show the next day.
why?
Okay.
Why would you even
They
do
said that
that?
his emotions. And when no, in a zone. I mean, it's better than killing. It's better than picking a gun.
But you
to
see,
shoot
another
somebody,
person
right?
can kill. Because
depending on
at that
how
point,
you feel and the what.
So your time, you need to be texting.
Hey, my.
They need to just text you and then.
Yeah, because people break
Far away
up with
from
people
you.
and then the affected ones might even end up killing themselves.
You know,
not even the person that caused it. So I
but
feel like
even in most cases, people actually just grow apart.
Okay,
you know, you are there, then you don't talk again, then you are just there. That's why they're even able to talk after.
So what would you recommend? Let me start with you. What would you recommend that if you want to break up with somebody, you can? I'm told that. I think before I even end, I'm told that guys, when it is time to go. You know it. You just don't know how to tell the girl. Is it true?
Exactly what I'm saying.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So given that, what would you recommend to be the process that you initiate, to drop signs that, it's not going as well as we
I don't know. I've been saying this for some time now about women. How we see too many things going wrong in our relationships. How we see the signs. We know that this thing will not even lead anywhere, but we still just want to be in there because of one or two things that make us feel good about ourselves.
What is it?
I mean, your man isn't even checking on you a day, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Like, I don't get it. You're not checking on him. What kind of relationship is that? You're with someone and you don't check on them. You don't talk like a whole day, 24 hours. No, you can't go to your man without asking permission. No.
Ask
Parents,
for, no, permission. No.
I'm saying
don't use the word permission.
Okay, so
it's only right to ask. Are you home?
I'm not talking about are you home, I'm coming over and that kind of thing. I know how some relationships are. You need to be giving that, to come in.
Okay, so
can I come over and all those things?
No, but you have to recognize that when you begin a new relationship, it's totally different. You are totally in awe with a person,
of course.
I'm
And
not talking about any relationship
I'm talking about the signs, because when you are in a relationship, you are in awe. Everything feels so right, yeah, like paradise, like
that's not the type.
So, but then as the relationship grows, you become used to the person.
Yeah.
So, do people mistake, perhaps that we are used to each other to mean that he's changed, or people should take those signs serious as perhaps a point to walk out of the relationship, to break up?
I know it's a very heavy question, but I feel like if you know that you guys are compatible, you will know. I always say it. Sometimes you probably just stay in because you think the sex is good. Sometimes you might probably just stay in because there's money, because you're comfortable. The guy might probably be flying around here and there, but you know that your heart doesn't really belong to the guy.
You
will know someone out there. You know.
But those things actually add up to the relationship. If a guy showers you with things, it makes you feel good. You wear new shoes. You new shoes. You feel good about yourself.
At the end of the day, you probably don't.
You're not happy. You don't have that emotional connection.
You're just in there because of certain things. But you realize that there must be just that one guy that you wish could have done that for you, but doesn't have the capability to do that for you. So you stay in there, and then that's how people end up cheating and stuff like that.
Okay. Regardless of whatever it is that they're doing for you, I'm saying that after a while in a relationship, you know your partner too much. You guys are very comfortable with each other. So when things are going wrong, there could be a time where you can probably drive from home to some place and not even have a conversation.
Okay.
Right. We know things are really just going down.
We'll come back to the studio and look at the recommendations that, or when to spot the signs. I mean, do you just get used to people, or people just, you just refuse to believe that, it's ending? There are some who have shared their thoughts. We hit the streets of the capital to look at, what people are generally saying about the right way. Is there a right way to break up? Watch this.
Respect your partner. You sit down with her and you discuss issues with her. Obviously, you won't just get up one day and say, okay, I'm breaking up with you because maybe now you are fair. You used to be dark. Obviously, there ought to be some reasons. So you should be bold enough to let her know the reasons. And if they are justifiable enough, fair deal.
The only thing that would trigger a breakup from me is when a woman cheats on me. I believe that on all other issues you can certainly dialogue if it has to do with personal weaknesses that led your woman to do something, you can deal with those issues. The formal approach, telling the person straight in the face, is the way to go. Yeah.
Me friend, ono say me friend so friend me fa sa me hu ko na me fa sa me hu na me fi na enu na entemat like so me to me ko na nim fa ni kasa obi o say who ko na nim na oni ko kasa on pini on like na yen tokwan style bi e bi ada so be bo wa na say bi to me feel wa say me friend na u friend me fa
my friend ni adi nkomo so opini so a ana boni na wa ye no to me ka na me so me pen me pem yiri nko ade ya no aye de na matena no ho so me pen di a ma ye de ma fa me kwan e de say by force.
Right, so welcome back. You heard the views of some, the public on what mode perhaps they would use in breaking up. And you heard, a lot of them said, I'll probably call and sit with them and talk to them. And the like. So, before we went on that break, I asked about, recommendations or when to spot it. Like I put to him, when you start a relationship, it's different from when it's either end, when you get used to each other. It's like being married to somebody for like 10 years. I'm sure you know the person inside, so you don't do the things like buy me a rose, call me from work, open the door, like that. You don't do those things, But so you're used to the person, So do you take that as he's used to me, there's nothing wrong, or that is a sign for you to say maybe?
If you're married, then obviously you won't be divorcing because of that. But if you're in a relationship and it's going that way, you might as well just work around it again. Talk about it. Try and fix things. Than just thinking there, because when people get too comfortable, they tend to think, oh, if I don't do, it will be fine because they're still together anyway. We are not kids anymore, and the whole flourishing days are over. This is real life and everything. But really, you can always do it again and again. That's the whole point of being in the relationship. Always coming back with new stuff and trying to fix. Just
you started with fix and you ended with fix. Trying to fix things.
Yeah.
Do people just try to fix it even when it's just not working? Does that also contribute to why sometimes breakup delay and people don't know when or how?
It happens sometimes, especially when a woman is at that ripe stage where she's close to getting married. She would want to. What
would be that right stage? If
because women age faster than men. So when they're probably like around 26, 27, then especially when a lot of their friends are getting married, even when the relationship is not working, they will try to hold on to it. And by then, for all the guy may probably have set his eyes on another woman.
Does culture make it difficult for people to break up? Does culture, the way we were brought up, the way we were orientated, all of that, does that contribute to why people just don't know when to break up and sometimes they try to push it?
Africa, yes. It plays a part, especially with the women. We are trained to be the softie, the weaker one. Just take everything he's doing. A woman is not supposed to be complaining. That's why now some of the learned ones who have bigger voices, they won't get it, and then they are calling them feminists. That kind of thing. But I think really it plays a part. Obviously,
how much does culture really affect or influence people's relationship and breaking up circle?
I feel like it forms some parts, but I won't say all of it, because along the line we go to school, we learn stuff, we pick stuff from other places, but most of the time, especially if family is something that you're really born with, if like you're a family person, how you're brought up determines the kind of direction you take when you want to break up and stuff like that in relationship. But for someone who's like a little bit detached, kind of like an independent person and stuff like that, how the person was brought up or the cultural values don't really determine how things go. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right.
There are some too who go the opposite of it. If they want to break up with you, that's when they shower you with a lot of things.
So that when you go, you smile.
Yes. No. Have you ever? No, okay. Have you heard that? And have you experienced that?
There's a trick, guys. Forgive me.
There's a trick. Tell us the trick.
The thing is, before any guy tries to break up with a woman, he would first try to make it peaceful, like as in so that
if they are having problem, he tries to mend it.
Yes, you know, like it's like no, do it in such a way that the girl will understand that this is why we're breaking. So she go like, okay, I get it. Sort of. You raise points. You go like, listen, you're supposed to do it. It has to be crafty. Otherwise, it won't come out right.
Sure.
But then again, if it doesn't work, then it means you still have to drop the bombshell anyways. You know, you have to make them know that this and this and this is the problem, and because of this, that. And that. I don't want to give instances, but
okay.
Okay.
I'm glad. We'll talk about antagonizing, you know, antagonism in that. But how about things? You know, a guy that you know he's been so mean to you, blah blah blah, and he wants to break up. He wants to make amends, so he tries to, you know, give you stuff. Tries to sort of sort you out before he breaks up with you.
Isn't that
Would
better?
you go? Oh, you like that?
No, but seriously, if somebody is just going to walk away without even giving you any respect, and another person wants to sort you out and leave you, you would say that you're going for James Gardner's type.
Then it means, oh wait, what I said.
No, I'm saying that
emotionally attached.
No. See, I'm just saying that if the breakup is going to happen anyway, then you might as well just walk away with stuff.
Yeah.
To cool you down. You're a human being at the end of the day. When you finish crying, you're going to now look at the things he gave you.
But doesn't that contradict the earlier point that indeed people give you stuff, you know, you take things from them and then you are empty?
What I'm saying is,
no
no matter